Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us Across the Fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. Our focus today is on a program for aspiring and beginning farmers run by the Northeast Organic Farming Association of Vermont, NOFA-VT. Farm Beginnings is a year-long program designed to help participants launch or grow their farm business. The course is focused on sustainable agriculture and is led by Vermont-based service providers and farmers. Kylie Cook runs Sunday Bell Farm in Danville. She graduated from Farm Beginnings a couple years ago, and here she tells us about her farm and how NOFA Vermont helped her turn her dreams into a reality.
The horseshoe hanging at Kylie Cook's modest milking parlor acts as a good luck charm for her cows and her new business.
I've been working on farms since I was 12, and it was just time to start doing my own thing.
Cook runs Sunday Bell Farm in North Danville. She keeps chickens for meat and eggs, and the freezer's full of fresh meat from the pigs and beef she's raised. But first and foremost, this is a raw milk dairy. That means the milk is sold unpasteurized, straight from the cow to the bottle to the consumer.
We sell raw milk direct to consumer through the farm store, farmers markets, and then home deliveries as well. I love cows. I love what they represent, their personalities, especially dairy, because it's more of a relationship. It's more of a partnership. We're in this for the long haul together, and it's just a very personal relationship. And that's what really brought me to dairy. And then raw milk, as a first-generation farmer, having access to certain markets is challenging. Access to loans and financing, access to land, it's just, there's certain challenges. And so at the end of the day, it just seemed easier to do raw milk in many ways, which fits into my lifestyle and my personal goals as well.
How'd you get interested in farming?
My mom, she always had a really big garden. She was a school
Cook and her husband Sam bought this property in October of 2020. The couple quickly got going, and by the time the snow started to fly, the farm business was up and running.
We'd been looking for years for a more traditional farm property, but seeking financing for that had its barriers. So this property, it's just a family home with a barn and then 20 acres, of which about 4 we can put our cows on. From there, we just kind of crossed our fingers. We said North Danville looks like a great town. There's plenty of dairy farms around, plenty of support. The barn was here, the house was here, but besides that, not a lot. So we had to do a lot of our own, building our own infrastructure and getting our system set up. We had to put water in the barn, we had to put lights in the barn. There was one outlet, so we needed to just get the electrical set up. We have great neighbors who want to help us out. We've been able to get leases for pasture and hay land, so that's how we kind of push past those barriers.
As she leads her cows to pasture, Cook's life and lifestyle feels pastoral. But neither idyllic settings nor idealistic intentions pay the bills.
Yeah, it's had its moments, but we're still in that adrenaline rush of like, oh hell yeah, we're doing it, and every day, it's very surreal, and it's just every day you wake up so thankful that you get to do it for another day. It can feel so sudden to have something that you've been thinking about for so many years, and then it actually happens and you're like, oh crap, like this is different now. What do I do? And so.
How long did it take you to figure out a farm as a business?
Oh, day one. You see that money coming out of your bank account and, you know, all the money that you worked so hard to make.
She's great. Well, we'll hear more about Kylie's experience later in the program, but now joining me via Zoom are Jen Miller, Farm Services Director at NOFA-VT, and Aaron Guman, NOFA's Farm Resilience Specialist. Thanks to you both for being with us today.
Thanks, Fran.
So
happy to be here.
Yeah. So Jen, we actually profiled Kylie in 2021. So could you give us an update on how her business has progressed over the last year?
Yeah, Kylie is now in her second season or heading towards the end of her second season, she has continued that very impressive progress that she was making in year one. So her milking herd this season doubled. She expanded her beef, pork, and chicken and veal enterprises. And she's not only attending farmers markets, but also selling at her farm stand, but she added a milk and meat subscription program this season. And her community of Danville has continued to be there for her. The amount of land that she has leased is expanded to be able to make all their own hay, all their own bedding, and have 30 acres of pasture for that expanded milking herd and their pastured meats. She was also able to set one of her major goals, which was quitting her off-farm job. So she did that this spring, and she's now working on the farm full time.
Fantastic. So she's, perfect for this Farm Beginnings program. She clearly successful. Aaron, when does the program start for 2022?
Our application period is currently open until September 12th, and then our year-long cohort starts in mid-October and runs through fall 23.
Okay, and Jen, give us a brief outline of how the Farm Beginnings program is structured and what participants should expect from it.
Sure thing. So the participants join a cohort. There's usually about 10 to 12 farms in a cohort, which could be up to 20 or so farmers. And it's all designed to build their business management skills, their production skills, and also to deepen their connections to Vermont's agricultural community. So it kicks off with 8 online sessions that cover a range of business planning topics. They look at goal setting, record keeping, marketing, land access, and many more things. Each session is taught by Vermont farmers and service providers and includes a self-paced and also a live component on those specific topics. Participants are also paired with a farm mentors. I think we'll chat about that in a minute. Mm-hmm. And then over the summer, they have 3 in-person cohort gatherings on established farms around the state to, again, deepen those connections to Vermont ag community and to their cohorts.
Fantastic.
And finally, I think through this, we've got cohort members have access to one-on-one business coaching services with NOFA Vermont staff.
Well, and that's huge. So it provides the one-on-one coaching and mentoring from farmers who have been there and done that. So we want to hear first from Cook again about the importance of having a mentor, and then to hear from Farm Beginnings mentor Eugenie Doyle about being a mentor to beginning farmers.
I always struggled with asking for help. It's never something I've done or felt comfortable doing or just even thought about doing. I just don't do it. And I feel like I owe somebody or I'm wasting somebody's time, especially a farmer, right? So the mentorship was probably the most attractive part of the program for me. I have had mentors my whole life who've stuck out their hand for me whenever I needed it, who've always given me help, and I still call upon today to help me. The fact that I could take what I was learning in the class and then see how somebody doing what I wanted to do, and they were doing it well, how they had kind of risen above the barriers. Yeah, it was a good thing to see.
It's kind of what we call jam picking.
Eugenie Doyle has been a dairy farmer and a small fruit and vegetable grower. She and her husband Sam Burr bought this farm in Moncton in 1986 and called it Last Resort Farm. The farm is now run by their son Silas. Doyle joined the NOFA Vermont Farm Beginnings program as a mentor for a simple reason.
I think I and pretty much every farmer who has learned sees it as part of the process to learn from other farmers. You don't really learn all about farming from books or from the internet. It's really impossible because there's so much hands-on work involved. So I think all of us learn from other farmers. To me, it's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, how else would anybody learn? And if future generations want to eat, then you have to have new farmers coming in. I think that the best thing that I can say to any of them is that you're doing a good job. It's really, and that you're under really difficult situations. This is work that's worth doing, and good for you for giving it a shot.
Why is that important, that encouragement?
There are a lot of pitfalls, there are a lot of challenges in terms of marketing, in terms of cultural practices, in terms of climate change. A lot of things come up that are challenges. So for people to be able to not give up before they get started I think is really important.
So thanks to Eugenie Doyle of Last Resort Farm in Moncton. And Jen, Eugenie talked about how farming is a process of learning by doing. What are some of the specifics of mentoring that aspect of farm beginnings?
Sure. So each cohort member is going to work with Erin this year to identify their area of improvement that they want to focus on. And we'll use that information to help make that mentor match so that they're able to get someone with the experience that aligns with what they want to learn this year. They will have an opportunity to visit their mentor's farm. Their mentor will visit their farm, and they'll just have constant communication throughout the season when those challenging questions crop up or they've hit a wall and need someone in their corner cheering them on. And Eugenie hit the nail on the head that farmer to farmer learning is definitely the most effective form.
Yeah, fantastic. And so, Erin, how does Farm Beginnings work with participants to make the business of farming a little less intense when it comes to the mental and physical health of the farmer and their families?
It's a really good question, Fran. This is one that we constantly wrestle with on the farmer services team. We know launching any business is hard and often takes long hours, especially up front, and farming is no exception. The Farm Beginnings program works with participants. We start off by developing clear goals for their business, and then we learn how to make decisions in the context of those goals, and the business planning flows from that foundation. So our hope is that by being clear on the goals and learning how to be the best managers of businesses as possible, we can help farmers lessen the intensity on themselves and their families.
Wonderful. And we're just about out of time, Erin. So tell us again how to sign up for the Farm Beginnings program and the dates and details that interested viewers need to know.
Sure. The Farm Beginnings applications are currently open until September 12th. Our year-long cohort starts in mid-October and runs through the following fall, and you can find all the information on our website, NOFA-VT.org.
Okay, and click on the farmers link. So Jen and Erin, thank you so much. What a great and wonderful program this Farm Beginnings is. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Fran.
Thank you, Fran.
And that's our program for today. Once again, thank you for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. Stay well.